to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome, come on in. We're going to have a good time. All my returning viewers can very much vouch for that. Let's get on with the show, shall we? So here we are with the part 2 of a 3-part series that Mr. Randy does when he does reviews for his wine, his whiskey, his libations of sorts. This is called the full review. Part 1, take a step back. Part 1, off the rip, get the bottle home, crack it open, pour it in a glass, have my first impressions and share them with you because I love you. Part 2, where we are today, is called the full review. I've given this about a week-ish, a little more than a week, to see if it opens up, see what it does. For better, for worse, it is what it is. We're about to find that out. I go on the internet, I try and find as much or as little as information may be possible, bring it back to you, hopefully fit it into a 10-minute time slot. And there it is. Part 3, all the way down this tall bottle that does not fit on any of my shelves, is going to be the final pour. Thusly named, we have the final pour. We compare it to the first pour from off the rip and everything in between. So today we're doing the full review of the, how do you pronounce it? Is it Penelope? Like the female name, Penelope? Or is it pronounced Penelope? I've heard it both ways, and I've heard it argued both ways. There are many different ways to pronounce many different words and vocabularies of all types of cultures. But this is the Bourbon, straight bourbon whiskey. This comes in at 80 proof. This is the 4-grain. Very elegant, very nice looking bottle. Here we go, your Penelope Bourbon, all that. There's actually more on this bottle than there is on the internet. 4-grain taste, corn, rye, wheat, and malted barley. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Buttercream, fresh apples, a lot of this stuff I do not get from the first half of this bottle. First steps are non-chill filtered, aged in a premium 4 years in charred new American oak barrels. There you go, St. Louis, Missouri. Gonna go ahead and, you know what? It's got a very weak cork, but it is synthetic, and it's just fine. There we go. I think it's a little too much, but you know what? I'm gonna grab a secondary glass over here and just go to. We'll do that. That looks good enough. Yeah. There we go. Get in there. There you go. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. So, Penelope 4-grain. This is a non-chill filtered MGP product. It's like saying ATM machine. Anyways, it's 2019. The name Penelope is named after this guy's daughter who did the formula or started the, brand. Now, this is technically a 2-year bourbon. Don't know how that works. There's a lot of confusion. They claim that this comes from 6 barrels, 3 mash bills. It's all blended. They say the breakdown, ultimately, in the end, the breakdown comes to 75% corn, 15% wheat, 7% rye, and 3% malted barley. But then here's how it gets a little more complicated. So we're using 3 different mash bills. So the first mash bill is 99% corn with, I suppose, 1% malted barley. And then the second mash bill is 21% rye and who knows what else. The third mash bill is 45% wheat and whatever. It's very confusing. 6 barrels, 3 mash bills. Yeah, okay. So it comes in at 80 proof. Now, Mr. Randy paid just over 33, barely over, but not enough to make it 34. So just over $33 out the door, which is relatively low considering the prices I've seen while my travels on the internet. These bottles mostly push around $40 or slightly above. Some a little under, some a little more. Never have I seen it more than 45. If you're seeing it for more than 45, you're probably in the wrong area. So let's go ahead and move on. So we're going to get a good color on this in just a moment. I want to give it a little twirl, coat that glass, and then we're going to break out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale off camera. I'm going to put this at a burnt amber, between a burnt amber and a copper. That's good. Good enough for that. Now let's see what we can do about viscosity. I mean, sort of, yeah, you get some fat legs on there. You can get some good fat legs on there. Viscosity is mid-ish. On the nose, I get dry, dusty peanuts. Followed up by, it kind of comes across like Buffalo Trace or Benchmark. It's got very similar nosing characters of like Buffalo Trace, Benchmark. They're all from the same distillery and same company over there. But dry, dusty peanut hits you right up front. A little bit of sweetness and vanilla. Maybe some caramel in the background. But yeah, dry, dusty peanut is the primary on this nosing. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. That first palate always is kind of tricky, especially if you have not had a warm-up or an acclimation pour, which I have not. So we're just going to go ahead and let that one go. And we're going to go in for the second one. There is a little bit of acidic, sort of bile kind of taste that goes quickly through the palate into the back. There is some odd sweetness, and it's not giving me anything close to what the palate does. I mean, the nosing does. Palate is nowhere near the nosing. What am I pulling out of most of this on the palate? Well, let's do one more. It's just that sort of sour, sickly sourness. I don't know. I constantly ask, how often do you get a bad bottle? And I don't know if this is a bad bottle or not, because why? I most likely will not be trying this again. At least I will not be actively seeking out this bottle. I know, spoiler, right? I'm sorry about that, but you know, it is what it is. I will not actively be seeking this bottle out. If someone were to gift me a bottle like this one, or this bottle per se, and I were to go, okay, well, where did you get it? When did you get it? That kind of stuff. How old is it? I want to know. That way I can compare it to this one. Let's go ahead and get that finish. Yeah, there's just a really weird, odd, off taste to it. The finish is moderate in intensity, but it's just not, I'm not getting anything delightful off of this. There is next to no heat building up on the back, maybe a 1 at best. The tongue gets like a 2, clear across from the tip to the back. A little bit in the cheeks, but not a whole lot. It's very mild of a finish. I'd say overall a 2 on the finish. The gums are now starting to get a little bit, they're kicking in now. While other things are starting to dissipate. My score on this is going to be relatively difficult, because this is roughly, on average, $35 to $45 bottle. We'll smack it in the middle at 40. We'll skip over my score. We already said no, I'm not going to buy this again. I would, however, accept it as a gift or something, just to compare, to see again if anything changed, if I got a bad bottle, bad batch, whatever it may be. I would accept it and I would give it another try. I will not actively seek for it, and I will not pay for it. My fair price for this bottle, less than 30. I wouldn't pay more than 30. I would feel a certain kind of way about paying. I won't pay for it, but I would if I did. I wouldn't feel good about it. So my score, I'm really fighting this one. I'm going to give it a strong 2 out of 5. I think that's appropriate enough. 2 out of 5. Strong 2 out of 5. I was going to give it a mid, solid 2 out of 5, but I feel, well, it's not horrible. The first half of the bottle was better than this right here. And hopefully the rest of the bottle will get better. But the way it's trending, I don't think so. But there it is. So let me know what you think in the comments. Hope to see you back here. Final pour, episode 3, the final pour. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Sorry it took over 10 minutes.